We're gonna get right to it. Right now, we got a SPX up on the screen, and I like to go over the expected move, as you guys know. And the expected move just tells me, based on the option market, um, what what is expected. Now we can always go over what's expected, but if we know what the market is expecting based upon buyers and sellers that already have orders in the market and implied volatility, then we kind of can set an expectation, right? And you can trade around that expectation. So here on Thinkorswim or Toss, as you may hear people say, we got I just clicked up at the top. I got an indicator on here, and I can just click on it and pull it up. If you guys want me to, my email is in the show notes down at the bottom of the video. So if you email me, then I can send you like, you know, the links and stuff like this where you can just download this on your own Thinkorswim platform and you can have it yourself. Um, let's see. So right here, what you're showing in the red, obviously that's to the downside, green to the upside. It's showing the expected move for the week. If I come to the trade tab, I'm gonna come over to the option tab, and as soon as it comes up, there we go. Delete that out. We'll see right here, Friday is the 9th. So for Friday the 9th, we got what, $66, and we'll round up 48 cents. So we come over here, that's gonna be about what this is. It should be close to it. The indicator may be off by about $5 or so. But if you see 40.71 up to 41.48, what's that? 29. That's about 68. It's about 77 or something like that. And this indicator, I think, plots itself a little bit ahead of time, and the option chain will continue to move. So it just gives you a visual what we looked at on the option chain, and you can do this for any stock. Now, the more liquid the stock is in options, the more accurate that this is going to be. So that's not a real big move for the week. That's pretty much, and in my opinion, anything like under 90 is a pretty small move for the volatility that we've been having. Like if you look down here these days, I know this is over 100. That's like over 100, over 100. These weeks right here, over 100. That look like over 100. I can just look at the width of it, like or what they would call the breadth of it. And so it's not expecting a real big move this week. And as you can see, the S&P 500, you see this trend line coming up here. We got 3 touches. Let me take these indicators off to make it. So you see you got a touch here. And probably if you extended this, you'd have a touch here. You'd have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you got 2 touches down here. Now I fully expect to get a breakout right here. I expect for it with this pullback here. Now I could be wrong. Now let's look at the RSI. I like to look at the relative strength to see if it's already overbought, and it's not. So here's the RSI right here. So the RSI is not overbought. So it's possible, guys, to see Monday or maybe Tuesday. Monday could come down a little more. We could see, but it ended up right here. I expect for it to break out to the top in the upcoming week. So if we're bullish on the S&P 500, then for the week, then maybe we'll have something like a bullish breakout for for the rest of the stocks. We're gonna need financials to be up, and the banks finished down. We got J.P. Morgan was down on Friday, Goldman Sachs was down on Friday, Citi, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. So all the banks were down on Friday, or they closed down on Friday. And so if we're gonna just look through that, one thing I like to look at the banks. And you can look at the XLF. It has these banks in it. The banks are down. You're pretty much not going to get a real big move. That's based on, my experience. See JP Morgan look like it was on the week or lately it's been up. Goldman Sachs right up against a little trend line to the top. You see how the RSI rolled over and broke down. So it's possible maybe Monday or Tuesday in Goldman Sachs you may get a pullback right here. This may not be a bad stock, to maybe short possibly for the week. Just be careful. You see you have like a flag pattern down here on the RSI, break down to the bottom. City is in a range. We got a bull flag here. So it looked like you got your 1, 2, 3. It looks like we're trading in the 4 of city. Trend line from here to here. So we got something like so. Got another one here. So we got like a little pattern here. Generally, you tend to see your patterns in your 4th wave. So like I said, this was your 1. It's your 2. It's your bull flag right here. Break up. So we could get a little holding pattern in here in city for the week, and then maybe towards the end of the week get something to bounce up. Let's take a look at the volume profile. I like to look at the bar. You see me do a little bit more than I generally like to. I generally won't give all this type of stuff away, but I'm gonna open up. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, guys. If you digging what I'm doing. So you can see I already had this. I just drew this, obviously. Here's your volume profile. Here was your gap up to start your big move to the upside. When you break down to a 30-minute, that's what each candlestick is, a 30-minute. So this is more intraday. So you got your up move, and then you see how it's pulling back like this, like so. And then you got a little bull flag here. Boom, boom, boom. I fully expect the up move on city going into I may trade this. And I just put, I just seen this. Just doing this. I'm doing this. I hadn't looked at it because I definitely didn't see this. See this bull flag right here? See this pull up? Bam, bam. So you had your 1, 2, 3. Now we're in the 4th. The 5th wave should take us up above this high, possibly this high, possibly take out this high. My low would probably put my stop down in here somewhere, possibly. And then look to catch this to the upside, and maybe this range right here. So I like to look at the volume profile to look at like support, resistance, stuff like that, and trading targets during doing like intraday or something like that. These trades generally tend to be like within the week. So let's go back to, I do want to look at the 30-minute to see what the RSI is. See, look at the RSI on the 30-minute. You see, you could look at it right here and tell that it's not overbought as well, even on here. So we still got room to run to the top. So we could possibly see, something, if you're trading this on the intraday, like you came in here and bought shares, like I said, my stop will be back here. That's about $1.10, and then probably take profit up here. So you almost 1.5 to 1. It depends on where it opens. If you put it to take out this high right here, now you are gonna get some resistance when it gets right here, but you sit through it. It's a little bit more than 1 to 1. You maybe make $1.50. And so what I mean by that is, if I'm taking profit right here at the high 48.66, it's at 47.23. That's $1.43, and it's like $1.10 to the downside. So you make $1.43, and you're risking like $1.10. It's not a bad trade-off. So that's something that you can do, day trade or whatever. And it's relatively, you can do, it just depends on how much you want to risk. Like you could do one share, which really ain't going to be much, but Or you can do 100 shares on 100 shares. That'd be 43 bucks on 100 shares. And it's something. And these are some of the trades that I'll be doing. Something similar to this, in the new year with the account that I'm gonna have, for online. But it's gonna be basic. Just most of it to be just buying stocks and stuff like that. So, and you also now you could sell a put. I wouldn't sell a put though. You got a low IV rank, 15. So that means you're not gonna get much for selling that put. So if I came over here and looked at it, if I was selling this put, I would come on the 12-day, the monthly, and I would sell. I don't know why I don't see it ain't lit up. So it is the weekend. I wonder if they're doing some type of maintenance. Cause it should be. Let me see what this look like. Oh, okay. I know why. I got it on covered stock. That's why. Put this back on. There we go. Let's go back to city. Let's go to 12 days. I like staying a monthly. So yeah, you ain't getting much for it. So if you sold the 46 put, you're only gonna get 56 bucks. If you sold the 47, you maybe get close to a buck. But you right there, the stock is at 47.24. You ain't got no room. And with selling something like 12 days out, you risk getting put shares if the stock goes against you. So I don't really like that. Not a lot of bang for your buck. You might do better off buying a call. Come in here 12 days, maybe buy if I was going to buy a call and I think it's going to 48, probably buy this call right here for about 75 bucks. And if it goes into money, you'll make about 50 bucks. So that's what this one would be. One of the ones probably be best to just buy shares. But I will do a video on this maybe Monday. We'll see where it opens up. Let's go back to we're talking about the banks. Let's take a look at Apple. I did want to talk about Apple today. Apple has news. Let's take a look. Where's Apple at? Because Apple is talking about moving more of their production out of China. So it says, now this news actually came out yesterday. Apple makes plans to move production out of China. Now, with this happening over the weekend, we don't know how it's going to affect the stock. Now, we could see how it was moving before the news. Now, this was coming off of, I like Apple. Well, I like this setup. Now, I don't know how the news is going to affect Apple, but this was as the market closed, with the market closing on Friday. I actually, let me look at equities and make sure I don't have extended hours set on. So I like this type of setup right here. Like, you see this trend line right here. I could see Apple breaking through. But with this news, you got to be careful because I don't know how the market is going to receive this news. It says accounts vary about how many workers are missing from the Zhangzhou factory, with estimates ranging from the thousands to tens of thousands. Mr. Kuo said it was running at only about 20% capacity in November, a figure expected to improve to 30 to 40% December. One positive sign came Wednesday when the local government of Zhangzhou lifted lockdown restrictions. I feel stupid saying that. So, if you've been paying attention to the news, China has like that. I think they're kind of relaxing the zero COVID policy. But whenever they want to get ready to lock down everything, they just do it. And so these companies that have production over there, like Apple, I think they take a hit. And so with Apple looking to move some of their companies out, and this being, hitting the news wire on Saturday, we never know how it's gonna take to the market. Like even when you sometimes you think news is good, the market will still react another way. And you may think news is bad and you get ready to short and then the market take it another way. So I'll watch Apple when it opens up. Now, if you're like a long term investor, you really don't care about that kind of stuff and you shouldn't. Um, if you're looking to just purchase stocks for the long run, which we will be doing in the account coming in the new year, I'll be buying stocks and making it the stocks that I buy public, and it'll be, it won't be like big purchases. I may come in here and buy a share of Apple, one week, maybe another week buy, something else, just to, but I will have a little method to it. And I'm just really want to show people that anybody can do it. Unless you're somebody and you got millions of dollars and you got a large amount of money, and you may need like a financial advisor, or you may need some, to pay somebody to manage that. But the average person, you can manage your own investment portfolio. It ain't that hard. And that's what I plan to show. So we're gonna do that in the new year. So hey guys, like I said, now we got something a little extra in this video. I wasn't expecting City. That's why sometimes I just come in here and I just go through stocks. And then sometimes you see a nice setup. That's a nice setup on City. Let's look at the other banks while we on it. Let's go back. We'll go back to the volume profile because I want to look at. You see how City looked, right? We see what City had right here with this. Let's look at the other banks to see if they look similar, like they may be breaking out. So you got J.P. Morgan. You see it running up, but see it may fill that gap, and then you may get some resistance right up in here. Let's look at Goldman. Goldman got a little up. I got a high, a low, a higher high. Then you got a little pullback here. So can Goldman come up here and take these highs out? Not a bad move. Now with Goldman, the thing is the IV ranks are low in all of these. IV ranks are low. You generally, look to buy options or buy spreads. Morgan Stanley, same thing. Let's look at Bank of America. Not so. I don't like the chart on Bank of America. I don't really like it. Wells Fargo. I don't really like doing it, but I like the setup. I like JP Morgan. For the week. This is a trade. I like these for trades, right? I'm talking about like I'm putting, put a stop here and take profit here. JP Morgan, you could possibly close this gap and pick up, I don't know, maybe $100. Same thing. Goldman Sachs might get a little bit. Now, the one thing about JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs is they're expensive stocks. If Goldman Sachs was to move up here, probably get resistance here, but I still think it'll at some point it'll take these highs out. You could probably make more money on the Goldman Sachs trade, but you're going to risk more money on the Goldman Sachs trade. Just keep that in mind. With Citi only being a $47 stock, you taking less risk, and you still make a little decent profit on the trade. So hey guys, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up and then get this video out. I don't expect a real big move this week. I could be wrong, but the S&P 5D expected move of the S&P 500 is not telling us that we're gonna get this will be a huge week. We got some nice setups in a few of the bank stocks, and Apple, it looked like it may be poised to break out, but we got news on Apple, so we might need to watch that and see how it opens up on Monday morning. And as always, you can check the futures market. As you guys see, I always had a futures up here at the top because the futures market, this is a Sunday, so futures market will open up this evening, and you'll be able to kind of see where where things will shape up Monday morning when the stock market opens just by looking at the overnight futures. And with that, guys, I'm going to be out. That's it. Peace.